everyone. Today I have a special guest with me.
Chimpanzee style. Alright, let's go.
Too slow.
Keep going.
Okay, so he came from Guangzhou today to visit me, and we decided to make a video for you all. And please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's David. I just came through from LA originally, and I'm working with a factory right now to develop a product. But long story short, I met Mercap when I saw her in one of Serpenza's video, and I thought this amazing Latino girl in America, in China, making a life for herself, which is super amazing. I contacted her, and now we're meeting for the first time.
Yeah, cheers, woo! Okay, so we were speaking about a subject that might be of critical importance for some people wanting to come visit China or live in China, and this subject is
Eating cleanly
eating
in China.
clean in China. Yeah,
Yes.
since it's such a trend worldwide, like eating clean, not especially being vegetarian or vegan, it's just eating healthy and clean food. So we want to give you some insights about what is that he thinks. Okay, let's talk about our experiences eating clean in China. So what is that you usually will eat back home?
Yeah, so for me, I started eating more cleanly about maybe 2-3 years ago when I'm taking health more seriously, working out. When I was seriously working out, doing my own meal prepping.
So what will mean eat clean for you?
It means that usually like very little oil, very little salt. When I meal prep, I get my chicken breast, my little bit of broccoli, and a little bit of rice, brown rice. So it's all like really kind of very little oil, very little salt. And when I go out, generally kind of gravitate towards a restaurant that serve food that is with less oil and less salt. And then, but coming here to China, that's definitely an issue. So we'll talk about a bit of an experience in that. So when I land in Shanghai, that was on the 2nd, and today's the 25th. I got to Guangzhou about a week ago, so I kind of experienced a little bit of, Shanghai is not considered the north, but it's like a bit different region.
Yeah.
And I can definitely tell you that I guess the further up north you go, the harder that you're gonna get clean food. Generally, they're gonna serve more oily stuff, more salty stuff, more fried stuff up there, and that's more. Yeah, so that's more of a challenge up there than here in Guangzhou. Generally for Chinese food.
And which food have you been eating all these days?
Well, up in Shanghai, it's a lot of like dumpling, xiaolongbao, sunjianbao, a lot of bao, a lot of noodles.
So you will be eating Chinese food, like traditional Chinese food?
Yes, I generally eat traditional Chinese food.
So you will not go to foreign restaurants?
I mean, I guess I don't come back to China a lot. Well, I haven't been. It's sort of like this, like you're gonna be in China anyways, you might as well have the full experience, eating the cuisine, but in a way that kind of at least
resonates with
your lifestyle a little
Yeah.
bit. You can have your cheat days here and there, but to resonate with your lifestyle, it's probably, let's say, easier to do that in southern China than it is in other parts. Guangzhou is relatively easier.
Yeah, I guess, like, as you said, so many people come to China. I know many friends and fans, and they start eating and trying like, deli. But after like the 5th day, the week, they are like fed up, like because the flavors are too strong, are too spicy, too sweet, too pungent. Like they just like feel like, oh, it's the same flavor over again, and it's too oily. And we were speaking about last time in a video. I mentioned like, oh, whenever I say to the waiters like, please do not put oil, he sent me a message like you will resonate with that of telling to ask for 0 oil, and they will still put some oil, like they don't know what is 0 oil.
There's not. I mean, that concept just doesn't exist here. You say like 少油少盐, that it just they'll try to put a little bit less, but generally because they're thinking that the local taste has to require that much oil, so they'll put a little bit less. But for American sensibility or the taste bud, it's really going to be significantly more than even how it is for Chinese food in America.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, totally. It's
And
difficult.
anything like even boiled broccoli, Chinese
Steamed
cabbage, or
vegetables.
anything like that, they'll have to put oil and soy sauce on it. I mean, they
Exactly.
just
Even
can't do it without
after
it.
they steam the vegetables, they kind of have to put that oil
Yeah,
in top.
you
So
can't
you're
even,
like,
you can't even ask without it. So don't even bother.
yeah, last time I ordered some broccoli, there are these fancy restaurants. We went with friends because sometimes you have to socialize and
Yeah.
you go out, and it's like, oh, I just want a steamed broccoli because there were no choice of salad. So I will just, mostly I eat raw, but I wanted to eat this steamed broccoli. And they brought the broccoli and was swimming in oil. I was like, but I said little oil. And they're like, oh, but it's not gonna be hot, it's not gonna be delicious. I'm like, it's my taste, not yours, it's my choice. And then they end up doing the second time, and it was still oily, and the bill was like 56 renminbi. I was like, wow, for eating this piece of just a very oily broccoli, I will have stayed home. So sometimes it's kind of disappointing, like if you go to a restaurant and you order something that you end up not liking and the price is quite high. So I guess we can give some tips or advices for people that do want to stay eating clean while in China. What would you recommend them?
Okay, so I'm no one to give advice because I'm a super noob, super foreigner, if you will. But I'd say definitely gravitate towards Cantonese restaurant if you just kind of remotely trying to stay within your oil and salt tolerance. Other than that, I mean, Sichuan restaurants, just forget about it. You're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go with heavy salt, heavy spice. You're just gonna blow up. But experience it nonetheless. I mean, just have one day, have that experience and get it out of the way.
Yeah, I did too. When I first arrived to China, when I first visited China, it was exactly 10 years ago, for my 10th anniversary. And first I tried this eggplant or these things, eggplant potato, which is like super oily and saucy. Okay, so I start eating all these oily things. But after like 2 weeks, it was enough. And since then, I haven't been back to eating that. Like, everybody has to taste China, but it's of your choice to keep clean as much as possible, as much as you can. You can always. Oh, I have some friends which we have the WeChat group, and they have a printed card. Like, let's say they have a printed card which says like no oil, no sugar, no milk or dairy. So they have their card written in Chinese, and whenever they go to the restaurant, because you have to bother trying to explain yourself, and they will not understand your accent at some point, and you will be like desperate. And whenever they bring you the dish, it's gonna be wrong, and you will think like and you still have to pay because there's not such service many of the times here, like in Mexico. Oh, please, oh, don't worry, we will change you. It's 100% satisfaction. No, it's like, you get it. Most of the times it's like, well, that's the way it is. That's the way we do it, and you're like ah. So I found that very wise, like to prepare a card written in Chinese of what is that you eat and your restrictions. So there are some Indians who will do vegetarian, so they will write like zero soup of any kind of meat. I don't want these pieces of this, and they write exactly which animals should avoid, or milk, dairy, poultry, whatever, fish. So I will give that advice to you all. So you will still safe, and you don't have to, every time you go to eat, bother arguing what is that you eat and what is that you not. Because also happened to me, like when I came to China, I was starting to be a vegetarian, and I will not eat the soup made of the broth of like the spine of the pork, or like all this chicken broth. And I will tell them like, please do not put meat, I am vegetarian. No meat, okay. But this for them is not considered meat. But for me, I didn't want to taste the broth of the chicken or the broth of the pork, or have like this water inside my body. And they were like, but there is no meat, and like this, we will get into a discussion. So I would strongly recommend you to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So I gotta say though, with like most first-tier cities in China, there are plenty of modern, Western nice restaurant that you can get healthy food.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always rely on that, but you know, to really get a taste of China, I think that's more like what we're talking about, to get a more kind of authentic taste of China while still kind of getting on your diet, then that's kind of where the difficulty lies. Whereas, I mean, because you can always go to like a higher end mall where they serve burger, they have salads, and you can, you know, have your salad there.
Exactly.
That's where you can like kind of be more like strict about vegan, vegetarian type
clean
of
eating.
diet. Yeah.
Exactly. Going back to our point, which was the subject of this discussion, can you eat clean in China? I mean, you can if you cook, like, or if you prepare your food as I do, but still it's transitioning. Like, still it's not that easy to just go in the streets and suddenly you're hungry and you want to eat clean in China. Like, as he's saying, like in a Chinese restaurant, it's still very hard. It's just, I still think it's hard. And yeah, maybe if you're in Shanghai or Beijing in some international district, it's gonna be easy, but there's just two cities and China is big, so I can imagine in the rest of China how it's like. So we would like to listen your thoughts about it, and if you ever came to China and also experienced this kind of taste for the Chinese food and you were expecting something else, or you were like fed up of the, I don't know, strong smell, strong flavor after a few days, what did you do? Did you escape it to some American franchise? See, like many of my friends, they don't go out of like KFC and McDonald's. The first time I came to China, I was with this with a classmate, and he will not eat anything else from Starbucks cakes and sandwiches. Like, he was like, no, it's not safe. They will not dare. There are also many people here which are not vegetarians or vegans, or they are not even health conscious, but they will be afraid of eating the meat here. So they will be also staying away from it. What about you?
So rather you're a high grade like me who is coming back to China, or you're a Laowai trying to find clean food, there's plenty of options to eat cleanly in China. You just have to look a little bit harder.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do that extra mile. But
stay awesome.
Yeah, bye! It's a copycat. Hey, what about Mexican food? Do you like it?
I love it.
Why? You like spicy food? But you know, guys, the spicy of Mexican food and the spicy of Chinese food, it's just, there's no comparison. Like Sichuan food.
Oh yeah, Sichuan. I mean, the spice is different. Sichuan is like, you got the mala, which is your tongue just dies on you essentially. And I don't know. I mean, Mexican food, there's some spicy ones too. Tapatios, you know, that's good stuff.
So which is your favorite food?
Chalupa? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you mean? I mean from the worldwide cuisine. I have a question. Do you and your Chinese friends back in America, well, do go out often to eat Chinese food, or like rarely, almost none?
Why are you assuming my friends are Chinese?
No, I mean not your friends Chinese. I mean, if the Chinese people there, like,
no,
do you have any Chinese friends? Not like your friends are Chinese, but you must have some Chinese friends.
Generally, you're eating Chinese food in America, you're gonna get Cantonese. That's kind of like a general thing.
But I mean, Chinese in America will no go often to eat Chinese food?
Yeah, no. I mean, what I'm saying is that Cantonese restaurant is kind of the popular
standard. In Mexico too. Like,
yeah.
It's full of Cantonese food, in Mexico.
Yeah. So to try different cuisine in here, then you definitely need to open up your palate a little bit. Although you're gonna hit with the salt and the grease, but just accept it for maybe 1 or 2 days and get back on track.
You have to say something very important. China is paradise for fruits, actually. If you feel like, queasy about eating this or that, you can have a great snack on fruits, because usually you will find a fruit shop everywhere compared to Mexico or maybe to the USA. You don't go walking and you find a fruit shop. Here, maybe every corner.
They have special shops that only sells fruit. I mean, they literally
and good quality fruit.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome quality. All the exotic fruit that you can think of, it's all there. I mean, come on, they have a specialty store only sells fruit, so it's got to be great.
Yeah, okay.
And that's pretty common.
So there are some good points also.
Yes.
I'm saying, because for example, going back when I just went to Japan, I was like, okay, maybe the food is cleaner there, but the fruit is just too expensive. So
yeah.
because you can balance this stuff. Okay,
Later.
until the next time. Hey, okay, so the question of the million. Why would you like From China with Love videos?
Wait, say that again?
Why would you follow From China with Love? Why do you like her videos?
Because she's got an awesome perspective as a Latina in China, conquering the Chinese, I mean, making the Chinese dream, the Latina dream, and you know, making a world for herself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess too many Mexicans were taking the American dream, so
Yeah,
I
so
just
now,
decided to jump.
so now she's claiming the Chinese dream.
Yeah.
Own it.
Okay, and second, how was it like to meet with Marcaribe? Was it how you were expecting to, or like a little bit different?
It was awesome. I mean,
Can you just
it's kind of, she is the same quirky self in the video as she is in person. So that's like
authentic?
exactly what you would expect.
Bye.
What am I saying? Oh, until the next time? Until the next time.
you